All right, let's begin today's practice in child's pose. So big toes together, knees wide. Sit your hips back towards your heels, forehead down, and stretch your arms out in front. And take a couple deep breaths here, settling into our first child's pose. Begin to connect to your breath, finding your ujjayi breath, breathing in and out through the nose, slightly constricting the back of your throat so you can hear the sound of your breath. And you're working on making each inhale and exhale even longer. So you can use that breath to help set the pace of the practice. Walk your hands over to the right side of the mat. Place your left hand on top of the right so you feel a little stretch there through the left side of the body. And then walk it to the left side, right hand on top of the left. Now bring it to center. Come up to your hands and knees, tabletop position. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Inhale, drop the belly, arch your back and gaze up, cow pose. Then exhale, tuck your chin in and round your back for cat. Inhale as you arch, warming up the spine. Exhale as you round. One more time. Inhale to arch and exhale to round. And then find a flat back, a neutral spine. Peel your right arm up, thread the needle. Thread your right arm through, walk your left hand forward, maybe a little bit over to the right. Back to tabletop, switch sides. Peel the left arm up, thread it through, put your head down, walk your right hand forward and a little to the left. Good, back up to your hands and knees. Again, tabletop position. Now, right arm goes forward, left leg goes back, opposite arm and leg. Use your core to balance. Exhale, bring your knee and elbow in as close together as you can to touching. And then inhale, extend it long and reach. Good, exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to extend. One more time, knee to elbow. And then extend it out and either hold it here, balancing, or bend your leg and reach your right hand back for that left foot and find a little back bend. Stretch it out, place it down, switch sides. Left arm forward, right leg back. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. One more time, knee to elbow, and then extend it out and hold, or grab that foot and kick it back, finding that back bend on this side. Good, stretch it out, place it down, and then we'll come into our first down dog. Plant your hands shoulder width, tuck your toes, lift your hips up, feet are hips width distance apart. You can walk it out here, bend one leg at a time, stretching your calves, hamstrings, maybe bending one elbow at a time, just moving around a little bit in that first down dog. Shrugging the shoulders away from the ears, pushing your chest back towards your thighs, pushing more weight towards your heels. Look forward and walk your feet to the front. Take a few steps. Ragdoll, feet hips width. Bend your knees, grab opposite elbows. And then maybe shake your head, yes and no, relax your neck. You can sway a bit side to side, shifting the body weight from the right foot to the left foot. Maybe a little forward and back from the balls of the feet to the heels. Good, release your arms, roll yourself up one vertebra at a time. When you get to the top, lift your arms up. Your right hand grabs your left wrist and pull it to the right for a side body stretch. And then switch. Left hand grab your right wrist, pull it over to the left. Good, back to center. Interlace the fingers behind your back, or you can hold on to a strap there. Open your chest, bend your knees a little bit, fold forward with the hands interlaced. Now release your hands down and take your right foot, cross it all the way behind your left foot, folding over your legs. You can have your hands on the floor or blocks. If you can get the legs straight, go for it. But if they're not ready for that yet, just keep them bent. If the legs are straight, maybe try walking your hands over to the left side of your mat. Walk it to center, switch your legs. Right foot is crossed in front, folding over the legs, maybe walking it to the right side. Good, walk it to center. Uncross the feet, bring them to touch. Inhale, lengthen to a flat back. Fingertips can be on your shins or on the floor. And then as you exhale, plant your hands, step back to your plank. First, chaturanga, bring your knees to the floor. Hug your elbows in and slowly lower all the way down. Untuck your toes. Inhale, cobra pose. Just come part way up, smaller back bend, and then lower all the way down. Push up to your knees to that modified plank, then tuck your toes under and come back to your down dog. And as we start to move here, remember, you can always go back to that version at any point. Look forward, step, or maybe hop, both feet up to meet your hands, feet together. Inhale, lengthen to your flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Now use that flat back. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to stand. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Surya Namaskara A, sun salutation A. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, flat back. And then exhale, you can step or hop back to your plank. Chaturanga, this time you can do it from the toes or from the knees, you choose. Flip over your feet, either upward facing dog or cobra. If you're an up dog, only the hands and the tops of the feet touch the mat. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Looking forward, step or hop, both feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good, one more time, same thing. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or hop, chaturanga, low push up. Inhale to your back bend, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Look forward, step or hop, both feet to the front, feet together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Surya Namaskara B, sun salutation B, one time all the way through. Lift your arms up, bend your legs, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hop or step, chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. Lift your right leg up. Step your right foot between your hands, warrior one. Pivot your left heel flat on the ground, square your hips, and reach both arms straight up to the ceiling. Exhale the hands back down to the floor. Step your way back to chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Other side, lift the left leg up, step it forward, warrior one. Pivot your right heel down, square the hips, lift the arms. Exhale the hands to the floor, step back, chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Look towards your hands, hop or step, both feet to the front. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, bend your knees, chair pose, Utkatasana, reaching the arms up. And then press to stand and bring your hands to heart center. Good, inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Separate your feet hips width. Pada Gustasana, peace fingers, grab onto your big toes. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Relax your head and neck, elbows to the side. Bend the knees if you need to so you can get a hold of those toes. And then over time, work towards straight legs. If your legs are straight, pull yourself closer to your legs. Good, release the toes. Now open your feet wider for Malasana, prayer squat. Turn your toes out, hands to heart center. You can take your feet as wide as you need to so that you can try to get those heels flat on the ground. Use your elbows, press the inner thighs apart, press your chest forward, lengthen your spine. You can hold it here or you can open the arms, right hand down, left arm up, Or if you like to add a bind, you can try to bind around the outside of that right leg by your right hip. Good, back to center. Do it on the other side if you opened the arms or if you added that bind, taking it on the left side. Back to center. Now, if you're practicing crow pose, plant your hands shoulder width, walk your feet in. Lift your hips up, bend your arms a little, and put your knees nice and high on those triceps. Gaze forward and shift the body weight forward to make those toes lighter. Actively push the floor away, almost like a cat stretch in your back. Squeeze those feet up higher towards your hips. Good. Take a couple attempts, maybe 1 foot lifts, maybe both. And when you're done playing, let's all meet in child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. Take a couple breaths there to reset in your child's pose. Downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up, step it forward back to your warrior one. Pivot your left heel flat, turn it in, square the hips, and then lift the arms up. Now from here, bring your hands to prayer position. Start to lean forward. Warrior three, Virabhadrasana C. Float your left leg up and flex the foot. Square your hips. Try to make your back nice and flat. You can keep your hands in prayer or reach your arms straight forward, biceps by your ears, trying to create that long line, arms, back, and leg, making that T shape. Standing splits, bring your hands down to the floor or blocks, and now you can lift that left leg nice and high, but without opening the hip, bringing your nose towards the right leg. If you want to grab the ankle, right hand to the back of the ankle. Now, if your leg's up high, lower it down a little bit, flex that foot, come up to your fingertips. Put a little bend in your right knee, bring your hands to prayer position, refine that warrior three, Virabhadrasana C, and then step back, warrior one. Set that foot down and lift your arms back up, Virabhadrasana A. Open your hips, widen your stance, warrior two, Virabhadrasana B. Line up your right heel to your left arch, big bend in that front leg. Look at your right hand, flip the palm up. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Right elbow to the right thigh or right hand to the floor or a block. Left arm can be up to the ceiling or over your ear towards the front. Extended side angle, Utthita Parsva Konasana. Lift back up to your warrior two. Inhale as you reverse. And then exhale, windmill the hands to the front. Step back, chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Other side, lift the left leg up, step it forward, warrior one. Pivot your right heel flat, turn it in, square the hips as you lift the arms up. Hands to prayer position, setting up warrior three. Start to lean forward, float your right leg up, flex the foot, internally rotate. So all 5 right toes are pointed to the mat. Your hips are square. You can keep your hands in prayer. You can try reaching your arms straight forward in that warrior three, making that T shape with your body. Standing splits, hands down to the floor or maybe your blocks. Bring your nose towards that left leg as you lift that right leg as high as you can without opening the hip. Maybe the left hand to the back of that left ankle. Good. Lower your leg a little bit. Flex that foot. Come up to your fingertips. Put a little bend in your left knee and then bring your hands back to prayer and take a breath here in warrior three. Then step all the way back to warrior one, lifting the arms. Open up the feet and the hips here for warrior two, Virabhadrasana B. Big bend in that front leg. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale to side angle, left elbow to the left thigh or left hand to the floor or block. Right arm straight up or right arm reaches forward. Lift yourself back up, warrior two. Inhale as you reverse. Exhale, windmill the hands to the front. Step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. Lift the right leg up. Step it outside your right hand for lizard pose. Drop the left knee down and untuck the toes. Hands or elbows or maybe blocks right on the inside of that right foot. So that you're getting as low as you can, stretching into that right hip. Just relax the back leg, the left leg. Come back up to your hands. Turn your right foot out 45 degrees to the side. Knee points the same direction as the toes. Plant your left hand down and twist your right arm back. You can hold it there, or maybe you can grab that back foot and pull it towards you. Right hand to left foot, stretching the quad of that back leg. Good, let go and just go back to your down dog. Reset, stepping back to down dog. Lift the left leg up, step it outside that left hand for lizard, drop your back knee down, toes pointing forward for the first pose, and then hands, elbows, or blocks on the inside of that foot. Come up to your hands, turn your left foot out 45 degrees, keep your right hand planted down, twist your left arm back. Holding there or bending that right leg, grabbing the foot with the left hand and pulling it in, stretching the quad. Let go, plant your hands, step back, down dog. Lift your right leg up, step it forward to your warrior one, again pivoting that back heel down and lifting the arms up, Virabhadrasana A. Now interlace the fingers behind your back or hold on to a strap. Open up the chest and bow forward, humble warrior. Your shoulder or torso can be right on top of that front thigh, or bring it to the inside of the thigh, maybe start to work your head closer to the ground, but keep your left heel glued to the floor. Come all the way back up to warrior one, lift your arms up, and then open it up to warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale into half moon. Walk your right hand 6 to 8 inches in front of that right baby toe. And don't be afraid to use a block here, right? You can adjust the height of the block so you can get your standing leg straight and to help you balance. Keep opening this left hip, flex the foot, and peel that left arm up. And then you can play with your eyes. Looking down is usually the easiest, but if you feel really stable, you can start to look up towards the ceiling. That usually makes it harder to balance. Step back, warrior two. Reverse again, but hold it there, straighten your right leg, reverse triangle. Now as you come up for triangle, bring your left foot in just 1 or 2 inches. Shift the hips back, reach forward, place your right hand on the shin, ankle, or foot, or on a block. Left arm straight up to the ceiling, Trikonasana, triangle pose, creating length on both sides of the waist. Good, lift back up. Come back to warrior two. Walk your back foot out and rebend that right leg. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, windmill your hands to the front, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Lift the left leg up, step it forward. Warrior one, pivot that back heel down and square your hips as you lift your arms up. Now try to interlace behind your back with the other thumb on top, so it might feel a little awkward, or you can use your strap again. Open the chest and bow forward. Humble warrior. Drop your head, relax your neck, See maybe how close you can get the top of your head to the floor. Good. Come back up, warrior one. Open it up wider, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale to half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Left hand on the floor or the block. Open up that right hip and flex the foot. Active legs here, nice and straight. And then you can play with looking down or up. Keep that hip open. Bend your left leg. Big step back to warrior two. Reverse your warrior and hold it there as you straighten your front leg, reverse triangle. Now as you come up for triangle, walk your right foot in 1 or 2 inches. Shift the hips back, reach forward till you can't reach any further, and then just lightly place that left hand on the shin or the foot or on a block. And try to imagine if there was a wall behind you, you would be flat up against it here. Lift yourself back up, come back to warrior two. Walk that right foot out and rebend that front leg. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill your hands down to the front and step back. Chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Bring your knees down. Let's set up for dolphin pose. So come down to the elbows. Grab onto the outside of the triceps just to measure it out. Then extend the forearms so they're parallel. Palms are flat. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up. Actively push the floor away. Make as much space between your face and the floor as you can. Maybe walk your feet in a little more. You can hold it there or lift your right leg up and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch legs. If you had a leg up, left leg up. Keep holding your dolphin though, wherever you're at. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Child's pose. Bring your knees together. Take your arms alongside you and let your shoulders round forward. Let them relax. Coming up to tabletop. Puppy pose. Keep your hips up. Walk the hands forward, either forehead down or chin down, and try to melt your chest to the floor, stretching into your shoulders and your lats. Then walk your hands back in and come back to your down dog. Step or hop your feet to the front. Roll yourself up to stand, 1 vertebra at a time, and then step to face the long edge of your mat. Separate your feet parallel, couple feet apart. Interlace the fingers or hold that strap one more time behind your back. Fold forward, straddle, forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana with the hands interlaced. Release the clasp of your hands. Walk your hands through your legs. Fold deeper. Now walk your hands forward again. Find a flat back. Turn your feet out 45 degrees. Walk your hands to your left foot. Start to lunge down and slide that right leg away and flex the foot. Like a deep side lunge. So my left foot is turned out, should look like prayer squat. My right heel's on the floor. You can look at me if you're not sure, and this foot is flexed. If you can, you might be able to balance without the hands on the floor. You're trying to get this heel down. If it's not flat yet, that's okay. You might just be on the ball of the foot. You might have to keep your hands on the floor to help you balance. But if you can balance, hands to prayer position. Or you can take that same bind that you did in prayer squat. Right arm behind the back, left arm around the shin, and I'm clasping on the outside of my left hip. Again, it's basically like half of prayer squat, but with one leg kicked out to the side. Good, take it the other way. So So walk your hands now over to the right leg. Your right foot is going to be turned out 45 degrees. Drop your butt down, flex your left foot, and extend that leg out straight. And again, if your heel's not flat yet, you might need to keep your hands on the floor to help you balance. That's fine. Your hips are not on the floor though, they're hovering. If your heel is flat and you feel balanced, start with the hands in prayer first and just see how that feels. And then if you want to add that bind, right arm around the outside of the shin by your right hip, left arm behind the back, and maybe you clasp hands on the outside of that right hip. Good. Bring it back to center. Now you can either choose frog pose on the knees or standing straddle splits. If you're coming to frog, you come down to the knees, wiggle those knees apart, flex your feet, and come down to your elbows. Or if you don't feel like that gives you a very good stretch, maybe you're ready for your straddle splits, the standing version, where you just start to walk your feet as wide as they'll go, and then also try to come down to your elbows. The standing version, your feet stay flat. The seated version is the one where your feet are flexed. But either way, frog or standing straddle splits, you should feel that stretch in the inner thighs. Frog is Bekasana in Sanskrit. Standing straddle splits, Samakonasana, meaning same angle pose. Just take a couple more deep breaths here. Come up to your hands, carefully walk your feet in if you were in that straddle splits. If you were in your frog, tuck your toes and lift your knees, and then just walk yourself back to where you started, your regular straddle forward fold. Bend one knee at a time, shake it out, move it side to side. Good. Put a little bend to both knees, hands to hips, nice and slow, standing up. Step to the front, standing number 4. I'm just backing up so that you guys can see me. Hands to prayer position, right foot across. Bend your left leg and sit your hips back. You're balancing here and opening up the hip. If you want to go lower, maybe hands to the floor. If you want to try the arm balance, flying pigeon, bend your arms, put your right shin on both arms. Squeeze your toes tight on that tricep and then lean forward and see if maybe you can bring your left foot off the ground. Bring your left heel up towards your hip. If you're really stable there, you can think about straightening that left leg really high. So it looks like pigeon, but on your arms. Good. Shake it out. Try the other side. Same thing. Left foot across. Start with your standing number 4, one step at a time. Bend your right leg. Find your balance here. Focus your eyes. Maybe hands to the floor and just hold it there. Or put your hands down. Bend your arms to make that shelf. Put your shin on both arms and lean forward as you bend the arms to take that right foot off the floor. Again, if you're stable there, then you can think about extending that right leg. Much harder when the leg is extended. I'll come a little closer and show you guys again. So for the arm balance, my hands are flat. See how my toes grab my tricep, right? I flex it. I bend my arms, make a little shelf. And then I lean forward to get this left foot off the floor. So if you want to play with it a little more, go for it. If you want to just keep working on your standing number 4, you can, or you can take a little rest in child's pose. The Sanskrit for this arm balance is Ekapada Galavasana, one leg, name of a sage pose. So it's named after a person. When you're done playing, we'll all meet in child's pose and just take a moment to reset there after the arm balance. Come back to down dog again, reset in your down dog. Step or hop to the front, roll back up to stand. One more balancing pose here, dancer pose, Natcharanjasana. Reach your left arm up. Take your right hand, you can grab the inside or outside of that right ankle, whatever feels more natural. Start with the knees together and then lift that right leg up behind you. So it's a back bend and a balancing pose at the same time. Release and switch sides. Right arm lifts up, left hand to your left foot or ankle. Find your balance and then kick that leg up, dancer pose. Good, release. Once you've done both sides, bring your feet together at the top of the mat, your hands to prayer position. Stand up nice and tall, take a couple deep breaths to reset here. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back, chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, back, down dog. Shift forward to your high plank and then lower all the way to the floor. Now squeeze your legs together, forehead down. Take your arms alongside you, palms facing down like airplane arms. And lift everything up, your chest, your arms, your legs, strengthening your back muscles to lift you up. Keeping the gaze down so you don't crank on your neck. And hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release everything, bring one ear down and relax. Now you can repeat that one, or you can add on to your locust pose by interlacing the fingers behind your lower back, forehead or chin down, and lift everything back up. Shalabhasana locust pose. If your hands are interlaced, try to lift them off your tailbone. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, opposite ear to the mat, relax. Now separate your feet hips width and reach your arms forward for Superman. Thumbs pointing up. We're going to lift everything up. It might not go very high, but you're trying to lift your arms up so that your biceps come in line with your ears. Legs up, arms up, chest up, and hold. 5, 4, good. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Now one more back bend. You can repeat any of those, or you can come into your bow pose, Dhanurasana. Bending the legs, grab the outside of the ankles, knees and feet about hips width, and then kick back through your shins. Flex your feet and kick back through the shins and lift the chest and hold. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, let go, keep the legs bent, windshield wiper your shins side to side, releasing the lower back. And then pressing back into a child's pose and reset your spine. Downward facing dog. We're going to be setting up for our half pigeon or one-leg pigeon. If that's not comfortable for your knee today, you're more than welcome to modify laying on your back with a lying down number 4 stretch instead. If you're coming to pigeon, lift your right leg up, bend that knee as you bring it forward. Right knee behind the right wrist, and then slide that left leg back and untuck the toes. Square your hips. Only if your hips are on the floor and square and you feel like you need more of a stretch, you can move that shin forward. But if you move the shin forward and you feel it in your knee, don't do it, okay? Keep that foot tucked in close to you. And if you do move your shin a little forward, make sure you flex that foot. Square your hips, fold forward. Remember, it's a hip stretch. You're supposed to feel it in the right outer hip. So if you're not, make adjustments, right? Maybe grab your props, maybe lay on your back to modify if it's bothering your knee. Maybe play with the angle of that front shin, but don't lean to the right. Keep your hips square and centered, right? You want to feel the weight is even between both hip bones here. Walk your hands in. If you did move that right shin forward, bring it back in a little closer to you. Put your right hand on the floor, peel your left arm back. See if your left hand can maybe grab the inside of your left foot and pull it towards you and stretch your quad. So now you can lean a little to that right hip if you need to. It's just so you can grab that left leg because we're focused on pulling the foot in. If you want to spin your fingers forward over the toes, you can as well. Just pull that heel in. Good, then let go. We'll go back to down dog. Shake out that right leg, maybe open the hip, bend the leg, get a nice stretch. And then we'll reset for the other side. If you were doing lying down number 4, make sure you switch legs. If you're doing pigeon, lift the left leg up, bring that knee forward, right behind the left wrist. Slide your right leg back, square your hips. Weight is even, not leaning to one side or the other. Keeping that foot close to you or a couple inches out or maybe 90-degree angle. If you do that, flex your foot. And this side might be different. You might have to play with where you put the shin or where you put the blocks, depending on how this hip feels. Find that spot where you can fold forward and you have no pain in the knee and just a good stretch in that left hip. Walk your hands in. Bring your left foot back in, tuck it in. Use your left hand to balance. Reach your right hand back for your right foot and pull it in and stretch your quad. Good, let go. Lift that left leg back up, three-legged dog, open the hip, move it around. If you want one final vinyasa, you can take it or just meet in your last down dog. Shoulders away from those ears again, pressing the weight back, noticing how your hamstrings feel, how your body feels compared to your first down dog. We'll step to the front and have a seat. Open your legs out wide for seated straddle splits. We did the standing version earlier, so the seated one's a little different. Wiggle those legs apart. Flex your feet. Upavishta Konasana. But we'll start with this side stretch first. Right hand to the leg or the right foot. Left arm reaches over your ear, creating that left side body stretch. Over to the other side. Then as you come up, keep your feet flexed with your toes going straight up to the ceiling, and then walk your hands forward. Couple inches, couple feet, fold as far as you can. Stretching into your inner thighs and your hamstrings and also maybe your lower back. Walk your hands in, shake out your legs, carefully guide them together, facing the front, feet together, flexed, sit up tall, lengthen, and then fold forward. Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. You can use a strap, you can grab your legs, your feet, maybe your own wrist. Just fold as far as you can there, but keep the feet flexed because that will give you a better stretch into the backs of the legs. Slowly come up and we'll roll down onto our backs. Hug your knees in, give it a little rock side to side. Maybe draw a couple small circles both directions on your lower back. Then open your arms out to a T. Place your feet on the floor for a moment. Cross your right knee over your left. Move your hips 1 or 2 inches to the right. Drop the knees to the left, coming into that spinal twist with that right leg crossed on top. You can keep your head neutral or turn your head and look over towards that right hand. And maybe just close your eyes, relaxing into that spinal twist. bring your legs through center. Switch the cross of the legs. So now the left leg crosses on top. Move your hips an inch or two to the left. Drop the knees to the right. And then maybe turn your head towards the left. Taking that spinal twist on the other side, coming into our last pose before our Shavasana. And bring everything back to center. Uncross the legs. Wrap your arms around your shins. Pull your forehead up to your knees. Give yourself a big hug. And let it all go as you come into your Shavasana, your final relaxation. Extending the legs out long and letting the feet just fall open. Arms relax alongside you, palms facing up. Take the shoulders, try to shrug them down away from the ears, keeping the neck long. And as you close your eyes, clear away any last remaining thoughts. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale all the air out the mouth, letting it go and letting your muscles relax even deeper into the floor. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And start to bring some small movements back to your body. Maybe draw a few circles with the wrists and ankles, moving them in both directions. Maybe gently move your head side to side. Anything that feels good to you. And then when you're ready, you reach the arms overhead, reach the legs long, create that nice full body stretch, getting as tall as you can. And keeping the eyes closed, hug your knees into your chest, roll over to one side, coming into a fetal position. Use your hands to help press you all the way up into a comfortable seated position. Cross the legs, sit up tall, hands come together at heart center, Anjali Mudra. Take a couple last deep breaths, just scanning your body, noticing how it feels after today's yoga practice. Take one more nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale all the air out the mouth, letting it go. Lift your hands to your forehead, your third eye center, and bowing forward. Namaste.